Greetings, everybody. Jerome Robinson, Daily Grind Fitness. So I've been milling around for some years now, trying to figure out what am I going to talk about. I got a YouTube channel, got my business set up. The next thing is, how do I get that message out there? What do I do to share this experience? So I guess there's nothing else to do but just to push play on the phone and see where it goes. But let's talk about it. All right, 2008, Daily Grind's born. Where does it come from? Comes from here. It's brainchild. It's my brainchild. I was at a certain point in my life. I was coming of age, turning age 30, and I found it in myself that I wasn't gonna work for anybody anymore. I was just, I had the skills, I had the education, the experience that I needed to make it happen. But what was I gonna do? Where I was gonna start? So that's where I really had to start listening to my intuition. That's it. There has to become a time and a place where you just gut check. You got to believe in yourself. You got to look inward and go, okay, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna stop acting like I know all the answers, because I don't. I felt like in my life, I did everything what I needed to do. I got the degrees that I was instructed to get, and played the sports and excelled as high as I was able to go for myself, to the professional sports level and to sports. So hey, what's next? You're 30 years old, you have all this experience, what are you gonna do with it? So what's the next best thing to do other than quit your job and go on vacation, which I did. Went on a nice vacation, celebrated my 30th birthday, and really tried to clear my mind of all the jargon, clear my mind of all of the day-to-day stuff that's going around me, all the friends, all the family, just get everything out there, just to be clear, just to be kind of one with the universe of, if this is the direction that God wants me to go to, let me go. So it was funny too, because I didn't even come up with the actual name, the Daily Grind Fitness, until the last day I was about to come back home from my vacation. And we were milling around, sitting on the beach, writing down names, from Oasis Fitness, Paradise Fitness, Cali Fitness, who knows? But on and on and on and on and on. It came down to the last day where it was time to go back home. And just out of nothing, out of happenstance, I'm just like, oh, tomorrow it's time to get back to the daily grind. And that was it. It made sense. It was something that knew I had to do. It was something that it was inevitable, and running around chasing, trying to find the right names, the right words, whatever. All it was something that it came easily, naturally, flew out of my mouth. The daily grind. It happened to be an action that I felt this is what I was going to be doing as soon as I got back to the city. As soon as I got back to really putting the plans into work. There's how the daily grind started. So happened, maybe one or two drinks, coming off a cruise ship, and there it is. So that's where it started. Was it easy road? Hell no. Let me tell you. I started out as group fitness. I was outside. It's freezing cold. It's the East Coast. I found a central location within Philadelphia, and it happened to be it was Logan Circle. It was right in the heart of the city, and it was great. It was springtime. Sun was shining. Daylight savings, just started, so it was a good start. But the hard part was it was freezing cold. Let's be real, 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, Philadelphia, it's freezing cold out there. Also, the number one hurdle was really trying to run a business in a huge, highly homeless population. What are you gonna do? This is where they live. This is where I'm trying to run my business. So did I go in there and gangbusters try to move everybody out? No, you gotta try to work with people, and accommodate, and and just make it happen. And at the end of the day, you're running the business, so you have to keep it professional. So that's how it started. I started with one client. It was me and and my girlfriend at the time, and we're out there working out. And then one thing led to another. People start seeing consistency, consistently out there every day, and building. One person led to two people, led to three people, led to four people. And then we started getting some momentum. I was like, okay, it looks like we got something here. But I knew it in here. I knew it in my heart. I knew it in my head that every morning I knew it was going to be something bigger than what I got up in the morning for every single day. I knew it was going to be more than being outside freezing my behind off. I knew it was going to be more than, chasing bums and, kind of working out of my car, because that's pretty much what I did. Was I sold fitness out the backside of my trunk. That's it. All the materials that I needed, all the materials that I had, that's what I did. I wrapped my car up in my logo, the Daily Grind Fitness logo, and filled my car up with as much user-friendly mobile fitness equipment as I could. And that's how I started. Stay consistent. Really turn my focus in on coaching in the area. Wanted to be a track coach, just beyond the fact that I knew that this area, they respected, to a large population, they respected high school sports. So it was very, very important for me to dive into that culture. I knew that in order to get the respect and get people's attention, you had to respect their culture. So I had to dive in. If I was going to be in fitness, if I was going to be in an athletic culture, I had to dive in to their culture. I had to immerse myself. So that's what I did. I did that for 3 years. Found a private school up in the northeast section of Philadelphia, Catholic school, girls, and it was challenging. I'm a male sprinter. That I was a sprinter in college, and I could have took the easy route. I could have coached boys. It was easy for me to go ahead and really, kind of relate to male athletes. It's just real simple. It comes natural. But I wanted that challenge. How can I relate to a female athlete with my skill set and be able to have them learn from me and grow and trust me to be a better athlete? So that was my challenge. That was the challenge that I set out for myself. Within 3 years, or excuse me, 3 seasons, not 3 years, 2 years, 3 seasons, I was able to take this, random team that had, they had some good athletes, not athletes with natural ability, but they weren't winning as a team. They're pretty much low on the totem pole in their whole league. So within 2 short months of me implementing my system, of the way my teaching style as a education teacher, implemented that, incorporated my fitness style into it, and they bought into it. Once the girls bought into it, they literally became gold medal athletes. They went from zero to everything within 2 months. And that's how it started. That's how, it gave me my courage to go, okay, I have something here. I have this group here that they believed in what I said, and they didn't really, question a lot of it, but they saw the results that fast. It evolved. So after the 3rd season, I was like, okay, I'm done. Pulled myself out of there. I was still doing my group classes in the city, but I knew I needed a new demographic, because as my class started growing in the city, I started noticing the clientele was not from the city. They weren't from Philadelphia. They were from New York. They were from Texas. They were from Virginia. They were from everywhere else but Philadelphia, and they were showing up Monday through Thursday. So what did that tell me? Okay, these people were coming from out of town. They were doing business in the city, and they were leaving Thursday. So they weren't even staying for Friday or Saturday classes. That just told me that, okay, well, great. Where is this person coming from? Where do they live? Where is their personality? And after, taking a small survey, I started learning these people were coming from the suburbs. No matter what state they were in, they were coming from the suburbs. So that made me make my next switch without even second guessing it. Done. Left the city, went to the western suburbs of Philadelphia, and that's where we started really, really gaining a lot of momentum. Because now, this same personality that was attracted to my service, to my level of service, it came from this different section. It was no longer the younger professional living in the city, restaurant life, nightlife, all that stuff. It was actually the person that, a little bit older, professional, established family, building a family. They were looking for fitness. They were looking for a little bit more. They were looking for a higher quality service, but something affordable. So it made sense for the service that I was offering, which was a small group boot camp. So that's how I started rolling. That's how I started evolving. And then from there, large group, it evolved. 3 or 4 years goes by, and you have to be, brave enough to move with the change. I understood that this is what started my business, which was small group fitness outdoors, but that's not what my business was going to stay at. It was going to evolve. It was going to move. Just like myself, I started off in California as an athlete, and I evolved, I changed, and now I'm a business professional on the East Coast. Granted, I'm teaching fitness. I'm teaching, my walk of life. I'm teaching, sharing my experiences with everybody. But again, I evolved. Same thing with my business. My business started to evolve. So I went from the small group in the city to now catering to more of a family-based population, which was in the western suburbs of Philadelphia. So I started evolving. I had to pull myself out of a small group. I had to evolve a little bit more, and now it became just one-on-one personal training. So now we were going from groups of 20 to 30 to now groups of 1 and 2. Because again, as I started maturing, as I started growing, so did my service, my level of service. So people started being attracted to that one-on-one personal service, and this is how it kept growing and evolving and growing and evolving. You know, eight years later, now there's more components to it. I'm adding, more products, whether it be the dietary supplements, or I'm adding more equipment or something new and cutting edge. I'm always making sure that I'm staying up with the trend. I'm making sure that I'm staying 3 or 4 years ahead of the trend. But that comes all from intuition. It doesn't come from any research. It doesn't come from, learning or algorithms or anything like that. You have to have a feel. You have to have an understanding of, you know, just people's natural social behaviors, of how they behave, how are they going to start, personalities start changing and molding and evolving with the economy, whether it be the president, whoever it may be. People are going to make adjustments. They're going to make, something's going to change. There's going to be a shift, and I've been pretty lucky to find that gift, to understand that there is a need and there is a shift, and I can kind of anticipate it before it happens. So that's where, which brings me to here is where I started, where I am now, and where I want to be. So you want to start that business, you want to dive into fitness, this is what it takes. It's 10 years in the making, plus another 4 years of market research. 4 years of market research and immersing myself in the industry. Take some time, be patient, it's gonna come. Stay tuned. I'll talk to you in a bit. Keep grinding.